Chapter 41, The California Coast, 2019. Differences in opinion are common among humans, but the same applies, on occasion, to extraterrestrial beings. Hidden among the shadows of Earth's surface lies a relentless alien dissenter with a presence that has spanned the centuries. Their technology surpasses that of humankind by leaps and bounds, but is still inferior to most other interplanetary beings. With a curious gaze towards Earth and other planets containing species early in their evolution, this opportunistic species sought out ways to improve their own situation. They held their own advancement above all else, disregarding the rest of the vast cosmos as insignificant in comparison. However, this particular alien race was somewhat unique because history shows that most, if not all, other species had long evolved past this narrow-minded mindset long before they ever achieved spacefaring capabilities. These otherworldly creatures hailed from the distant star system of Galarnar and were known as the Galarnari. With a gaze fixated on Earth as a resource, a view they termed as EAR, they salivated in anticipation of resource accumulation much like a predator stalking its prey. The Galarnari, an ancient and secretive race, held no ties to the majestic 12. They preferred instead to remain unseen, hidden from the chaotic humans of Earth. As unknown observers, they watched with great interest as the drama of this peculiar world unfolded right before their very eyes. From their subterranean vantage point, deep beneath the surface of Earth, they observed and learned about the fascinating creatures of this planet. The stillness of their hidden domain was commonly interrupted by the clicking of keyboards and whispered discussions in their melodic language. These noises were occasionally compounded, however, when they loudly played their favorite of the many human musical genres, known as Southern rock. The Galarnari were fascinated by the intricate web of human relationships and the diverse cultures that coexisted on Earth. But as they continued to observe, they couldn't ignore the darker side of humanity. They witnessed wars fueled by greed and conflicts born from deep-seated beliefs. They witnessed unspeakable atrocities carried out by the paradoxical species named mankind. They often complained to one another as mankind became fatter and fatter by consuming grotesque earthly creations such as marshmallows and whipped cream. In some ways, they figured if they took more resources for themselves, that they'd be helping the chubby humans in some vague way. A misused resource was a wasted resource after all, they posited. The Galarnari closely watched the intricate network of communication between individuals on planet Earth. They marveled at the way messages were effortlessly conveyed through a web of interconnected devices, each one symbolizing the innate human yearning for connection and bridging distances. But amidst this digital realm lay a delicate balance of truth and lies, a labyrinthine tapestry woven with threads of both knowledge and deception. As they delved deeper into this world, the Galarnari were both fascinated and wary of its ever-changing nature. As the Galarnari conducted their secretive observations, they were struck by an extraordinary phenomenon: encounters between Earth's military forces and unidentified aerial objects. These incidents sparked curiosity among the Galarnari, who observed with keen interest as the humans grappled with the mysteries surrounding them. The humans' headlines blared with speculation, and debates swirled about the strange sightings. Like a riddle without a solution, the humans were baffled, seeking answers to questions that seemed beyond their grasp. After witnessing these interactions firsthand, the Galarnari came to the conclusion that humans were no more capable of understanding them than the dogs or cows of Earth. The matter was simply a puzzle far beyond their comprehension. However, it was not the humans themselves who piqued the interest of the Galarnari in these encounters. As outsiders to the secretive Majestic 12 organization, the Galarnari had a constant thirst for information about any other alien presence on Earth. Their focus was fixed on the alien base near Catalina Island, which they meticulously monitored for any activity. Surrounded by crystal-clear waters and lush foliage, the base seemed like a beacon of enigma amidst the tranquil paradise of the island. The Galarnari were determined to unravel its mysteries and uncover any secrets it held within its walls. It was a night like any other in 2019, and the Galarnari fleet were conducting a routine reconnaissance mission near the alien base in the vicinity of Catalina Island. But fate had other plans in store. Just as the flagship neared the base, the human naval ship named USS Omaha cruised through the waters off the California coast, its powerful radar sweeping over the area. The unsuspecting humans aboard the warship were immediately alerted to an unknown blip on their screens, rapidly approaching their airspace from above. Little did they know it was a vessel from another world, drawn into their world by chance. Panic and urgency filled the Omaha as the crew frantically assessed the unidentified object looming ahead. The Gallinari, realizing their unplanned encounter with humans, desperately tried to avoid communication and ease the tense atmosphere. Their sleek, metallic ships glided through the vast expanse of space, a stark contrast to the dull gray of the Omaha's hull. Through many sensors it was observed that to the militant floating humans on board this was a very unexpected meeting. Sweat dripped down the foreheads of the crew as they prepared for any possible scenario, their hearts pounded with fear and excitement. With a renewed sense of urgency, the human captain then barked orders at his crew, demanding that they analyze the situation and brace themselves for potential danger. As they frantically tried to decipher the intentions of the mysterious object in front of them, the Gallinari suddenly veered towards their ship, causing chaos and fear to erupt amongst the crew. In that split second, the captain was torn between protecting his crew and potentially provoking an attack by taking defensive action. But then, just as suddenly as these unearthly objects had appeared to them, they vanished from their screens, leaving the crew feeling disoriented and slightly relieved. The tension in the air seemed to dissipate, but they remained on high alert, ready for whatever might come next. Little did they know, the disappearing object was not an attack or a malfunction of their equipment. It was a sleek Gallinari recon ship. As it silently slipped away into the distance, only the faintest glimmer of light reflected off its smooth metallic surface, a fleeting glimpse of the mysterious alien race that wished to remain hidden from humanity's grasp. The Gallinari were well aware of humanity's fear and distrust towards aliens, or the mere possibility of them, and they also knew that any attempt at communication could potentially escalate into violence, and that could likely trigger the Majestic 12 to act against them in defense of humankind. After evading contact with the USS Omaha, the Gallinari immediately retreated. There was talk among them about leaving Earth altogether and finding another planet to exploit for resources. However, amidst the Gallinari, there were those who vehemently argued against abandoning their mission on Earth. Yes, they had been successful in harvesting diamonds, gold, and other precious metals from this lush planet, but their main reason for being here was the abundant supply of fresh water that was crucial for their species' survival. Unlike their technologically advanced interplanetary counterparts, the Gallinari had not yet mastered the ability to synthesize water-like compounds. This deficiency hindered their efforts in exploring the vast reaches of space, leaving them highly dependent on Earth's resources for sustenance. After much deliberation and careful consideration, a decision was reached by the Gallinari. It was agreed upon that a cautious presence on Earth would be maintained, but direct contact with other aliens and humans would be limited as much as possible. With keen eyes towards the acquisition of a more advanced technology, they would continue to observe from afar, ever watchful for potential threats and opportunities on Earth. A delicate balance had been struck between involvement and caution, a balancing act of diplomacy but, more so, self-preservation. Their future on planet Earth was an unpredictable one, but they were determined to navigate it successfully.